Let me start with this. Not every opportunity is an opportunity. Some are traps, shiny, seductive traps designed to lure you in with promises of wealth and freedom, only to leave you broke, disillusioned, and angry. I'm talking about scams, especially those dressed up as multi-level marketing. Businesses are so-called investment opportunities. These schemes prey on good, hard-working people who are just trying to build a better future for their families. They don't care about your dreams. They care about your wallet. And if you don't learn to recognize the red flags, you might find yourself caught up in something you'll regret for a long time. Here's how they get you.
It starts with the pitch. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You'll be rich in no time. You can work from home, set your own hours, and live the life you've always dreamed of. Sound familiar?
They sell you a vision of freedom, a life without financial stress, where you're your own boss and the money just rolls in. And who doesn't want that? But here's the problem. They don't tell you the truth about how the system really works.
They don't tell you that the odds are stacked against you from the start. They don't tell you that the opportunity they're offering isn't really about selling products or services. It's about recruiting other people to buy in, just like you did.
Let's break it down. One of the biggest red flags of a scam is when the focus is more on recruiting than on selling a legitimate product or service. Think about it. If the business was truly sustainable, it wouldn't need to rely on a constant stream of new recruits to survive. The money would come from selling something valuable to customers who actually want it. But in these schemes, the real money comes from signing up new people who pay hefty entry fees or buy overpriced starter kits. You're not building a business. You're building someone else's empire. And let's talk about those products for a second. Another red flag is when the products are either ridiculously overpriced or flat out useless. Ever heard of someone paying hundreds of dollars for miracle supplements that don't do anything? Or skincare products that cost a fortune but aren't any better than what you can buy at the drugstore? That's because these schemes don't care about the products. They care about the recruitment. The products are just a front to make the operation look legitimate. Then there's the math. If you ever feel like you need a PH in calculus to understand how you're going to make money, run. These scams often hide behind complex compensation plans with bonuses, overrides, and all kinds of fancy jargon. But when you strip it down, it usually boils down to this. The people at the top make all the money, and the people at the bottom lose it. In fact, studies show that over 99% of participants in moms lose money. That's not an opportunity. That's a disaster waiting to happen. Here's another red flag. The pressure to act quickly. This deal won't last forever. You need to sign up today to lock in your spot. They create a sense of urgency to stop you from thinking it through. They don't want you to ask questions. They don't want you to do your research. They just want you to hand over your money and commit before you've had a chance to realize what's really going on. Let me tell you something. A legitimate opportunity will always give you time to think. If they're pressuring you, it's because they don't want you to see the cracks in their pitch. And let's not forget about the stories they tell, the rags to riches tales of people who supposedly made it big in the program. They'll show you pictures of mansions, luxury cars, and dream vacations, all while saying, this could be you. But here's the truth. Most of those stories are either exaggerated, cherry-picked, or outright lies. They don't show you the thousands of people who lost money, gave up, or went into debt trying to make it work. They only show you the handful of success stories to keep you hooked. So how do you protect yourself? It starts with awareness. Whenever someone pitches you an opportunity, ask yourself these questions. Does this sound too good to be true? Is the focus on recruiting rather than selling a real product? Are they pressuring me to act quickly? Do the numbers make sense? And most importantly, would I trust this person with my life savings? If the answer to any of those questions makes you uncomfortable, walk away. Better yet, run. Listen, I get it. These scams prey on people's hopes and dreams. They make you think you've finally found the golden ticket, the thing that's going to change your life. But there's no shortcut to success. Real wealth, real freedom, it doesn't come from get rich quick schemes. It comes from hard work, discipline, and making smart, calculated decisions with your money. Don't let anyone sell you a fantasy at the expense of your future. The next time someone pitches you an opportunity, remember this. Your financial future is too important to gamble on something that feels wrong. Trust your gut, do your homework, and never be afraid to say no, because the best opportunities in life don't come with red flags. They come with real value and real potential. Let's get to work on building your future the right way. You've got this. Let's pull back the curtain on how these schemes really work, because understanding the structure is the key to avoiding their traps. Most multi-level marketing, schemes are built like a pyramid, and not the kind you find in Egypt. Those are solid, reliable, and have stood the test of time.
No, these pyramids are financial black holes designed to suck the money and energy out of everyone at the bottom to enrich the tiny few sitting comfortably at the top. The structure itself is the problem.
It's not built to create success for everyone. It's built to make the people at the top rich while the rest of the participants scramble to break even. Here's the deal. In an success isn't about selling products. That's what they want you to believe, but it's not the truth. The real focus is on recruit. The real focus is on recruiting. The more people you bring into the system, the more money you make. Or so they say. But let's think about this logically for a second. If everyone's job is to recruit more people, eventually you run out of people to recruit. That's simple math. It's called market saturation, and it's the reason these schemes are unsustainable. There's only so much room in the pyramid. For every person sitting at the top enjoying the rewards, there are dozens, sometimes hundreds, of people at the bottom who are losing money. Here's how it usually works. You join the mom and pay an upfront fee for a starter kit or inventory. They tell you it's an investment in your new business. Then they encourage you to recruit others to do the same.
When those people join and pay their fees, a portion of that money gets funneled up to you, and an even larger portion goes to the people above you. The more people you recruit, the more layers you add to the pyramid, and the more money flows upward.
But here's the catch. The only way you keep earning is by constantly recruiting. The minute the recruiting stops, the money dries up. And what happens to all those people you recruited? They're left holding the bag, trying to recoup their investment by selling overpriced products or convincing their friends and family to join. It's a vicious cycle, and the people at the bottom always lose. Now, let's talk numbers, because this is where the reality really sinks in. Studies have shown that over 99s of participants in Moms Lose Money. Let me say that again. 99. That's not a typo. That's the truth they don't want you to know. The odds of making a profit in a mom are worse than the odds of winning at a casino, at least in Vegas. You know, the house always wins. And they try to convince you that you can beat the odds if you just work hard enough. But hard work isn't the issue. The issue is the system itself. It's rigged. It's designed to enrich the people at the top at the expense of everyone else. And let's not forget about the emotional toll. These schemes don't just take your money. They take your time, your energy, and your relationships. How many times have you heard about someone losing friends or alienating family members because they couldn't stop pitching their mom products? It's heartbreaking. These schemes exploit your trust, your hopes, and your dreams. They convince you to turn your personal relationships into business transactions, and when things go south, which they almost always do, you're left feeling embarrassed and betrayed. That's not just bad business. That's emotional manipulation. Here's the truth. A real business doesn't rely on endless recruiting to stay afloat. A real business is built on providing value. selling a product or service that people actually need and want. And here's another truth. If you want to build wealth, you don't need a pyramid. You need a plan. You need a solid, sustainable strategy that's based on hard work, discipline, and proven financial principles.
That's how you win. Not by climbing someone else's pyramid, but by building your own foundation.
So the next time someone pitches you a mom opportunity, ask yourself this: where is the real money coming from? Is it from selling products, or is it from recruiting people to buy in? If the answer is recruiting, it's not a business. It's a scheme. And let me tell you, you're better than that. You don't need to gamble your money, your time, and your relationships on a system that's designed to fail 99 of the people in it. You're capable of so much more. You have what it takes to build real wealth the right way. So walk away from the pyramid and focus on creating a future you can be proud of. You've got this. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. Smart people, hardworking, well-educated, and ambitious people fall for malm scams every single day. It's not because they're stupid or naive. It's because these schemes are designed to prey on your emotions, not your logic. They don't sell you a product or a business plan. They sell you a dream. And when someone taps into your emotions, your hopes, your fears, your desire for a better life, they can make even the smartest person forget to ask the right questions or see the red flags waving right in front of them. The truth is, falling for a malm isn't about intelligence. It's about vulnerability. Here's how it happens. You're scrolling through social media and you see a post from someone, a friend, a cousin, maybe even your neighbor. They're smiling in front of a new car or holding a check with a bunch of zeros on it. The caption says something like, "This opportunity changed my life. I'm finally living the dream, and you can too." It looks so real, so attainable. You start to think, why not me? I work hard. I deserve this too. That's how they get their foot in the door, by making you believe you're just one step away from the life you've always wanted. And let's be honest, who doesn't want a better life? Who doesn't want financial freedom, more time with family, or the ability to work from anywhere? These are powerful motivators, and malms know exactly how to exploit them. They paint a picture of success that feels so close, you can almost touch it.
And then they say the magic words, all you have to do is join. It sounds so simple, so easy. They make it feel like saying no would mean walking away from your own potential.
They make you think, what if this really is my chance? But it's not just hope they play on. It's fear too. Fear of missing out, or what we call FOMO. That little voice in your head that says, if I don't jump on this now, I might regret it forever. They create urgency. Spots are filling up forever. They create urgency. Spots are filling up fast.
Or this deal won't last, because they know fear is a powerful motivator. When you're afraid of missing out, you're less likely to take a step back and really think about what you're getting into. And that's exactly what they want. They want you to act fast before the logic kicks in.
And let's not forget about relationships. Moms are masters at leveraging your personal connections. They don't just sell to you. They use you to sell to you. They use you to sell to others. They encourage you to pitch the opportunity to your friends and family, saying things like, this is a chance to build something together.
Or don't you want to help your loved ones achieve financial freedom too?
It's emotional blackmail disguised as an opportunity. And because you trust the person pitching it to you, you lower your guard. You think they wouldn't lead me astray. But the reality is they're often just as caught up in the scheme as you're about to be. They're not trying to hurt you. They're just trying to make back the money they've already sunk into the system. Let me tell you a story. A woman named Lisa reached out to me a few years ago. She was a single mom working 2 jobs to make ends meet, and someone she trusted pitched her an mom opportunity. They told her it was a chance to finally get ahead, to stop living paycheck to paycheck, and to give her kids the life they deserved. Lisa wanted that so badly. So she borrowed money. She didn't have to buy the starter kit and spent weeks trying to sell the products and recruit others.
but no one was buying. Her friends stopped answering her calls, and the few people she recruited quit within a month. Lisa ended up deeper in debt than when she started, and worse, she felt like a failure. But let me tell you something, Lisa wasn't the failure. The system was. It's designed to take advantage of people like her, people with big dreams and even bigger hearts. So how do you protect yourself? Start by recognizing when your emotions are being manipulated. If someone is selling you a vision of success that seems too good to be true, pause. Ask yourself, is this my dream or are they trying to sell me theirs? Be skeptical of urgency. Real opportunities don't disappear overnight. And when it comes to involving your loved ones, remember this. A real opportunity doesn't require you to jeopardize your relationships. If you're feeling pressured to pitch to your friends and family, that's a red flag. Here's the truth. Real success doesn't come from chasing fantasies or giving in to fear. It comes from making smart, calculated decisions. It comes from hard work, discipline, and staying true to your values. Don't let anyone make you feel like you're one lucky breakaway from the life you want. You're not. You're one good decision, one smart plan, and one step at a time away. Don't fall for the emotional traps. You're better than that. Let's get to work on building your future the right way. You've got this. Let me be real with you. There's no such thing as a guaranteed investment that'll make you rich overnight. If someone promises you that, grab your wallet and run the other way, because it's almost always a scam. The truth is, good investments are built on trust, value, and careful research. What we call due diligence. And if you're not doing your homework before you hand over your homework, before you hand over your hard-earned money, you're setting yourself up for failure. It's not enough to hope something works out. You've got to be intentional, disciplined, and smart about where you're putting your money. So let's talk about how to protect yourself before investing in anything. First, ask the hard questions. If someone pitches you an opportunity, don't just nod along and trust their enthusiasm. Get into the details. Ask them, where does the money actually come from? If the answer is vague or feels like they're dodging, that's a red flag.
Real businesses generate income from providing a product or service that people want and need, not from endless recruiting or inflated promises. If the main focus is on getting new people to buy in, you're not looking at a business. You're looking at a house of cards.
Next, look at the product or service being offered. Is it something people actually need or want? More importantly, is it something people would pay for without being part of the program? If the product only exists to justify the scheme, you're dealing with a scam. Let's say it's overpriced vitamins, miracle skincare, or some flashy gadget that costs twice as much as similar products in the market. Be skeptical. A legitimate business creates products with real value, not excuses to prop up a recruitment scheme. And while we're talking about money, don't overlook the math. If the compensation plan sounds too complicated to understand, that's by design. They're not trying to inform you. They're trying to confuse you.
When you break it down, most moms rely on new participants spending big money up front and then convincing others to do the same. It's a cycle of cash flow that benefits the people at the top while leaving everyone else scrambling to make their money back.
Ask yourself this: how many people would I need to recruit to actually make a profit? How much would they need to spend if the numbers seem impossible or exhausting? Trust your instincts. They are. Another step in due diligence is researching the company. Don't just take their word for it. Dig deeper. Check out their track record, read reviews, and search for any lawsuits or complaints. Go online and see what people are saying about them, but be cautious about testimonials that feel too polished or over the top. Scammers are experts at creating the illusion of success.
They'll fill their websites with glowing reviews and flashy success stories to make you believe their program works.
But reviews, the ones you'll find in forums, on consumer advocacy sites, or from unbiased sources,
often tell a very different story.
And let's talk about pressure, because this is one of the biggest red flags out there. Scammers thrive on urgency. They'll say things like, you have to act now to lock in your spot, or this opportunity is only available for a limited time. That's not how legitimate businesses operate.
Real opportunities give you time to think, ask questions, and make informed decisions. If someone is pushing you to make a quick decision, it's because they don't want you to take a closer look. Don't fall for it.
A good investment will still be a good investment tomorrow, next week, and next month. Take your time and don't let anyone rush you into something you're not comfortable with.
One more thing. Trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. You don't need to justify your hesitation to anyone. If the person pitching the opportunity can't answer your questions clearly or makes you feel guilty for being cautious, that's your sign to walk away. Remember, it's your money, your time, and your future on the line. You don't owe anyone an explanation for being careful.
Let me share a story with you. I once met a guy named Mark who was approached by a friend with a mom opportunity. The friend told him it was a game changer and that he'd be crazy not to get in on it.
Mark was tempted, but he decided to do some digging first. He researched the company, read reviews, and even contacted the Better Business Bureau. What he found was a long list of complaints and history of people losing money.
Mark walked away, and a year later, the mom had collapsed, taking countless people's savings with it. Because he did his homework, Mark saved himself from a financial disaster. That's the power of due diligence. So here's the bottom line. Before you invest in anything, take the time to understand it. Ask questions, run the numbers, and do your research. Don't let excitement or pressure cloud your judgment.
And never, ever invest in something you don't fully understand. The best investments are the ones you can explain clearly to someone else. If you can't do that, you're not ready to put your money in.
Your financial future is too important to gamble on hope or hype. Protect it by being diligent, disciplined, and determined to make smart decisions. You have the power to build wealth the right way, one step at a time. Let's get to work. You've got this. Let me tell you something that can change the way you think about money forever. Where you put your money matters, not just because of the potential returns, but because of what it says about your values, your discipline, and your understanding of what wealth truly is.
Too many people get caught up in the allure of quick wins, thinking they've found the magic key to success through mulms or similar schemes. But real wealth doesn't come from chasing fads or gambling on the next big thing. It comes from smart, steady, intentional investments that grow over time. So let's talk about the difference between real investments and mulms, because understanding that difference is the key to building a future you can trust. First, let's get one thing straight. Real investments create value. They're rooted in tangible assets, services, or businesses that solve real problems or meet real needs. When you invest in something like a mutual fund, a piece of real estate, or your own education, you're putting your money into something that has intrinsic value, something that can grow and compound over time. You're not just throwing cash at a promise. You're building something solid, something sustainable. Contrast that with mulms, where the value is often a mirage. They'll sell you on products that are overpriced, unnecessary, or just a front for the real game. Recruiting, there's no sustainable value in a system that relies on endless recruitment to survive. Here's another big difference. Real investments are transparent. When you buy shares in a mutual fund or invest in a rental property, you know exactly what you're getting. You know exactly what you're getting. You can see the numbers, the track record, and the potential risks.
You can ask questions, do research, and make an informed decision. But moms thrive on confusion. They bury you in buzzwords, jargon, and complicated compensation plans that make it almost impossible to figure out where the money is actually coming from. And let me tell you, if you can't understand how something works, you shouldn't be putting your money into it. Real investments don't require blind faith.
They require clear-eyed judgment.
And let's talk about risk, because every investment comes with some level of risk. The difference is that with real investments, the risk is calculated. You can look at the data, assess the market, and make an informed decision about whether the potential rewards are worth it.
With Malms, the risk is built into the structure. Over 99 of participants lose money in Malms. That's not speculation. It's fact. Compare that to the stock market, where even conservative investments in index funds have historically provided consistent returns over the long term.
It's not about avoiding risk altogether. It's about choosing risks that make sense. Then there's the question of control.
When you invest in real assets, you're in control. You decide how much to invest, when to buy, when to sell, and how to diversify. You're not dependent on someone else's promises or the performance of a shaky pyramid.
But in an MLM, you're at the mercy of the system.
Your success, or lack of it, is tied to factors you can't control, like how many people you can recruit or whether the company stays afloat.
That's not investing. That's gambling.
Let me tell you a story. I knew a guy named Jeff who came to me after losing thousands of dollars in an LMAM. He'd been promised financial freedom, told that if he just worked hard enough and followed the system, he'd be rolling in money. But no matter how many products he bought, how many pitches he gave, or how many people he recruited, he couldn't make it work. He was frustrated, embarrassed, and broke. So we sat down and talked about what real investing looks like. Jeff started small, just $100 a month into an index fund. It wasn't flashy and it didn't promise overnight riches, but it was steady. Over time, that $100 grew. He added more as he could, and now, years later, Jeff has a portfolio he's proud of.
That's actually working for him.
That's the difference between chasing a dream and building a future.
Real investments also align with your values. When you put your money into something that creates jobs, improves communities, or helps businesses grow, you're contributing to something bigger than yourself. You're not just building your wealth. You're building the kind of world you want to live in. But when you pour your money into an mom, you're feeding a system that takes advantage of people, your friends, your family, your neighbors.
You're perpetuating a cycle that leaves most people worse off than when they started.
That's not the kind of legacy you want to leave.
So what does this mean for you? It means you need to be intentional about where you're putting your money. Don't fall for the hype, the flashy promises, or the stories of overnight success. Focus on investments that are rooted in reality. Things like a solid retirement fund, real estate, or even starting your own legitimate business. If you don't understand it, don't invest in it. If it feels too good to be true, it probably is. And if it relies on you convincing your friends and family to join in, it's not an investment. It's a trap. Here's the bottom line. Building wealth isn't about finding shortcuts or chasing shiny objects. It's about making consistent, smart choices over time. It's about putting your money into things that have real value and real potential. So the next time someone pitches you an opportunity, stop and ask yourself, is this a real investment or just another mom? Trust yourself to make the right call. You've got what it takes to build wealth the right way. One step at a time. Let's get to work. Let me tell you something powerful. The ability to say no is one of the greatest tools you have in your financial arsenal. It doesn't just protect your wallet. It protects your dreams, your relationships, and your future. But here's the thing. Saying no is hard, especially when you're saying no to something that's wrapped up in promises of success, freedom, and wealth. Moms know this. They know how to play on your hopes and fears, how to make you doubt yourself, and how to make you feel like saying no means missing out on the opportunity of a lifetime. But let me tell you the truth. Saying no to a bad opportunity isn't a loss. It's a win. It's the moment you take back control of your financial future. Think about it. How many times have you felt pressured to say yes to something because you didn't want to disappoint someone? Maybe it was a friend or family member pitching an mom opportunity, telling you how it changed their life and how it could change yours too. They probably weren't trying to hurt you.
They truly believed in what they were selling.
But that doesn't mean you owe them yes. You owe it to yourself to ask the hard questions, to trust your instincts, and to walk away from anything that doesn't align with your goal. Saying no isn't about rejecting people. It's about protecting what matters most to you. And let's be real. Saying no isn't just about the immediate decision. It's about the ripple effect that decision has on your life. When you say no to a bad opportunity, you're freeing yourself to say yes to better one. You're making space for real investments, real growth, and real success. You're choosing to build your future on a solid foundation, not a shaky pyramid.
And that's what financial freedom is all about. It's not about saying yes to everything that comes your way. It's about being selective, intentional, and disciplined with your choices.
But let's not ignore the emotional side of this because it's real. Saying no can feel uncomfortable, especially when it means going against the grain or disappointing someone you care about. But let me remind you of something. Your financial future is worth more than a temporary, awkward conversation. It's worth more than a strained relationship with someone who may not understand your decision. And if they truly care about you, they'll respect your no. If they don't, that's on them, not you. You don't owe anyone an explanation for protecting your financial well-being. Let me share a story. I once talked to a woman named Karen who was approached by her best friend about joining an MoMA.
The friend was passionate, convincing, and genuinely believed she was offering Karen a life-changing opportunity.
Karen felt torn. She didn't want to hurt her friend's feelings, but she also knew the numbers didn't add up. After a lot of thought, Karen said no. It was hard. Her friend was upset at first. But in the end, Karen's decision paid off.
She avoided sinking thousands of dollars into a scheme that would have left her worse off, and her friend eventually realized she was caught in a bad system too. Karen's no didn't just protect her. It inspired her friend to get out before it was too late.
That's the power of saying no.
And here's the thing. When you say no to bad opportunities, you're not just protecting your finances. You're setting an example. You're showing your friends, your family, and even your kids what it looks like to make smart, confident decisions.
You're teaching them that wealth isn't about chasing every shiny object or falling for every big promise. It's about discipline, patience, and sticking to your principles. Your no isn't just a rejection. It's a declaration of what you stand for.
So how do you get better at saying no? Start by knowing your goals. When you're clear on what you want to achieve, whether it's getting out of debt, saving for a house, or building a retirement fund, it becomes easier to recognize when something doesn't fit into your plan. Next, practice saying no with confidence. You don't have to justify your decision or get into a debate. A simple, firm no thank you is enough. And finally, remind yourself that every time you say no to a bad opportunity, you're saying yes to your future.
That's a trade, off worth making every single time. Here's the bottom line. You don't need an imam or any other get-rich, quick scheme to achieve financial freedom. You have everything you need right now. The ability to work hard, make smart decisions, and stick to a plan. Success isn't about shortcuts. It's about consistency. And the more you say no to the things that don't align with your goals, the more you'll be able to say yes to the things that truly matter.
So the next time someone pitches you an opportunity that feels off, remember this. Your no is powerful. It's your way of taking control, staying true to yourself, and building a future you can be proud of. Don't let fear, guilt, or pressure steer you away from your path. You're in charge of your financial destiny. Let's get to work. You've got this.